Okay, I'm back and we're going to get ready to do the head. We're going to do Patrick's head, so we're going to have to go really fast. So here we go. Don't worry about the bottom of the jaw and don't worry about the eye right now. We're just going to, and I've got them blocked so we're protected, so we're just going to focus on this head area. So here we go. So I'm going to kind of get it wet as I go. I've got a number 4, and I've got some cadmium yellow light. Just, or even if you have a lemon yellow, and watch what I'm going to do. I'm just going to put it in. So on the little bird, we've got, I'm just going to slap that in. I'm moving really fast. I'm going to put the yellow in first. And you know what? You can, it's okay if the red touches the yellow because the red and yellow go well together. So you're not going to trash anything. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to get this wet as I go, working pretty fast. Now I'm going to kind of wet it. Just watch what I'm going to do. Just kind of going around the neck. Keep that eye dry. And you can scream if you need to. Like, ah. Okay, I'm just kind of swimming that yellow around. Because Patrick's kind of right there. Now I'm going to take some bright cadmium red light, and I mixed it with some cadmium red light and my favorite Indian yellow, and I kind of made it orange. And I'm just going to go right here down by his little jowls, and if I wanted a little bit redder, I'm going to do that too. I'm just going to pop it in. I already have the water on it, so it'll kind of bleed and it'll run nicely. Now I've got some cadmium red light, and I've mixed it with the alizarin crimson. And I'm going to kind of go up around his eye. And I'm just going to kind of pull it. I'm going to try not to lose that yellow that we put in first. Right now I'm just swimming it around so I can see what's going on here. And then what I'll do is I'll slightly daub in some colors. I'm going to grab a napkin here. And I'm just going to take, I'm just using water right now, and I'm just going to take this and kind of pull it down here. Losing a little bit of my yellow, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of use a little bit of pressure. Pull it up, and I'm going to take some Indian yellow on top of this and just kind of put it on and see if I can bleed that in there. Right now we're just kind of doing our under our foundation. Take some more Indian yellow, throw it on here. There we go. I'm going to kind of lift. I was losing that a little, so I'm just taking some fresh water, and I'm just going to lift. I'm going to take some more of my cad red light. Put that on him. Kind of want to kind of go back behind him. A lot of it is, once you get the color on, then you can kind of swim around with just water. You can just use water. Now I've got some burnt sienna, and I can mix it with a little bit of burnt umber, and right here up by his shoulder I can just daub in a little bit of color there and leave it alone. I don't want to get too crazy on that. And then what I'm going to do over here, I took some cadmium yellow light and a little bit of sap green, and I kind of made a lime green, and I'm just going to kind of put this on his neck. Right here. And leave that alone. If I keep messing with this, I'm going to lose a lot of my color because it's all going to start blending together. So there comes a point where you kind of need to stop. I got a little bit on the eye, but I never really worry too terribly much, because when this dries, I can lift this a little bit, and this is where I can show you how you can use gouache that I showed you in the beginning, the first lesson. So we're going to kind of do that. I'm also going to take a little bit of alizarin crimson in the red. And I'll just kind of put that on top of here before she dries. And again, a lot of times you can just take the water and just kind of work it and pull it. And when you have this good paper, it really lends itself to that. It can kind of take a beating a little bit. That looks pretty good. This head may not, I can never paint exactly the same when I do a demo. Take a little bit more of my bright yellow and just throw that up here. That looks pretty good. And I think I'm going to leave that alone. So here's the one painting of Patrick. He's so handsome. And then here's what I've got. I took a little bit of the brown, threw some green in here. There's my yellow. There's my alizarin crimson and red. And here's my cadmium red mixed with a little bit of Indian yellow. Another thing you can do if you kind of want to be a little wild, you can take a little bit of water, and if you want this to bleed past, you can. Because we're going to have a wild background on this thing. We're going to put some other color on that. I just kind of let that bleed out a little bit. It's okay, because it's kind of a messy piece, which is kind of fun. And further down the line on the lesson, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how you can keep putting color on top of this if we want to darken it. For instance, around this eye, we'll bring some darker colors in to make the eye pop. Right now I don't want to do it because it'll bleed. And we'll kind of start getting a little bit of mud, so we want to kind of take our time. And I'm not too worried about this stuff because we're going to have some crazy splashes behind here, so I just kind of want to, that looks pretty good. So that's what we're going to have so far. We started out with the cadmium yellow light, or even Indian yellow, put it in here, and you can even do the whole head if you want to. There's your cadmium yellow and your cadmium red light, and then here's cadmium red mixed with alizarin crimson. Threw in a little bit of brown and a little lime green. See you in the next lesson.